Hola mundo, pues hoy vamos a mirar cómo formar los mandatos formales en español. We're going to look at making formal commands in Spanish. By formal, I mean usted or ustedes commands. This isn't too difficult, I don't think, if you just kind of remember how we do it, and it's not too hard. So in this video, I'll kind of tell you how to do it, and then I'm going to give you a bunch of different commands for regular verbs, irregular verbs, boot verbs, and cargars are verbs, and this is just kind of some information that you can take with you, you can study with it. The handout that you're looking at right now, the text you're looking at right now on the screen is available to you in a document form. If you want that document and print it off and take it with you, it's in the description of the video. There's a link there. Go ahead and click on that link, and then you can take this with you if you want it. So when making usted and ustedes commands, there's a couple things you need to think about. One, what is the yo form of this verb? And two, what's the opposite? So when you're thinking about the verb, let's look at some regular verbs first. So I'll give you three regular verbs: hablar, comer, vivir. So what we want to think of about it is what's the yo form? So hablo, como, vivo. Those are the yo forms. But now we got to think, okay, what's the kind of the opposite ending? So like for an AR verb, I'm going to want to have like an ER-IR verb ending on it. And for an ER-IR verb, I'm going to want to have an AR verb ending on it. So for the usted command for hablar, it's going to be hable, hable. And then for the ustedes command, we just attach an N to it and have hablen. Comer, an ER verb, is going to go kind of the opposite and have an A. So I have coma for the usted command and coman for the ustedes command. And vivir is going to be viva and vivan for live. Those are regular verbs. Let's take a look at some boot verbs. So merendar, again, think about what the yo form is. The reason we're doing, you'll see more why we're doing the yo form here in a bit, but let's still think about that. So merendar is a boot verb where the E changes to IE, means to snack. So meriendo is the yo form. We're going to keep that boot, that stem change, the IE there in the middle, and then we'll go to the opposite end. And so meriende, merienden are the commands for the merendar. Morir is a boot verb where the O changes to UE, so hopefully you won't ever have to tell anybody this, but muera would be the usted command, and mueran would be the ustedes command. And pedir is a boot verb where the E changes to an I, so pida and pidan are the commands. Let's look at cargars are verbs. So these verbs you probably learned back when you were learning the preterite, and you learned that you had to do something to keep the k sound of the car, the car sound. In the gar verbs, you have to do something to keep the g sound, and in the ZAR verbs, it doesn't phonetically make any sense to do this, but it is the way it is. So I'll go through it with you. So sakar, if it were regular, the usted command would just be S-A-C-E. The problem with that is if I spell a word S-A-C-E, that's going to be pronounced sase or sase, and I don't want that. I want to have sake because sakar is the original sounding verb, so I want to keep that k sound. To do that, I change the C to a QU. For verbs like pagar, GAR verbs, I got to keep the g sound. In order to do that, I stick an extra U in there after the G. So pague and pagen will be the usted and ustedes commands. And then cazar, which means to hunt. Phonetically, again, there's no reason for this, but it is done. So the ZAR verbs, the Z changes to a C. Case, casen. Let's go down a little more. Now I've got several irregulars for you that you're going to want to know if you're learning these commands. So dar goes to de and den. Now dar really isn't that irregular in that we take the AR off and then we had kind of the opposite ending. The thing that is irregular about it is that the usted command, de, the reason that that has an accent mark over it is because if I took the accent mark off, then while the word is still pronounced the same, it now means from or of. And I don't want to have from or of, I want to have give. Estar isn't too irregular except for those accent marks, so este, esten. Ir is pretty irregular, vaya, vayan. Saber, sepa, sepan. Ser goes to sea, sean. And ver is vea, vean. So those are some irregulars that you're going to want to know. Okay, so for these next irregular ones, you're going to want to think to yourself, again, what is the yo form of this verb? And we're doing this because all of these commands have the yo form in them. You'll see. So hacer, if you didn't know any better, you might think that the command was acá, because like you just take the ER off, add the opposite with an A, but that doesn't sound right. You got to think about what the yo from the verb is. It's ago. So I'm going to use that ago to form my command. So aga, agan are my usted and ustedes commands. Poner, ponga, pongan. Decir, diga, digan. I'm going to keep going down here. Salga, salgan, tenga, tengan, venga, vengan. So those are the all those verbs have a yo form that's a bit irregular. You'll notice they'll have a G. They're all the go verbs in Spanish because they have like vengo, salgo, traigo. They all have that go and the yo form. So that's those are all irregulars as well. So again, these are usted and ustedes commands. These are commands that you'd give if it's an usted. It's a command you'd give, say, maybe to your mom or dad or to your teacher or to an usted. You should know what usted means by now. And ustedes is a command that you're going to give to a group of people. Like a teacher might tell their students, saquen los libros, take out your books, or salgan de la clase, get out of the class, basically. Now, if you're watching this video, you're like, well, I want some more information. What about reflexive verbs? Well, I have a lesson on that, and this link, if you open up this document right here, this will be a link, and it will be live, and it will take you to a video on how to do usted and ustedes commands, not only with reflexive verbs, but with reflexive verbs and direct object pronouns. So check out that video if you want additional help. Thanks.